What's up, everybody? It's Luke James, not the singer. If you're looking to get your music reviewed, you can hit up this email that's right here. But today, I am very happy to finally be able to talk about this latest album from Apathy called The Widow's Son. Now, Apathy is a rapper from Connecticut who's had a hell of a solo run. In particular, I love his album Eastern Philosophy. And he's done a lot of great work in a couple of different groups. He's come through with the Demigods and also the Army of Pharaohs to make a lot of great music. So this is an MC who works really hard. He's been around for a while and I highly respect him. So I was glad to hear this one because I actually think this is his best work and also one of my favorite projects of the year so far, along with Jericho Jackson. So I do have a lot of notes as always. You'll have to excuse me as I look because my memory's shit, so I got to make sure I know what I'm talking about. So we're going to jump right into it, starting with the overall mystical aesthetic of this project. I really like it. You got to look at the cover. It has a very cool feel to it. It's kind of some Renaissance era art. And then you also get these Holy Mountain movie clips throughout. I'm not familiar with that movie. I had to look it up, but it is a fantasy movie. So all the things that it's talking about really do tie in quite well with this project. And as far as the production goes, I think this is some of the best boom bap sample-based shit I've heard in a long time, especially this year. On Never Fall Off, you get some beautiful string samples. I love the way that these came together. They have a very epic and legendary feel to them. Then on Chaos, you get these blaring horns that are reminiscent of like a harrowing quest or maybe a ceremony where you're getting medals and shit. So, I mean, there are tons of great beats on here, including The Order, which comes through with that quintessential DJ Premier sound. I also like on this one when he spits that he never sleeps like Freddy's in his furnace. Because Mr. Kruger is no motherfucking joke, man. We've seen him put a girl's face through a TV. We've seen him turn a man into a puppet and do all kinds of wild shit. So you definitely don't want to mess with Freddy. I can respect that. Now, there's also a funny line on Chaos. There are a lot of humorous lines throughout here. So I got to talk about the bars. On Chaos, Apathy says, "I'm a fuck 40 whores while my shorty records, then nut in her eyes and blind her like Geordie LaForge." So there's no shortage of humor and pop culture references throughout this thing, but it doesn't feel like a cheap trick when App uses these methods. With some MCs, it seems like they say that shit just to grab your attention right quick, but they're not doing anything cool with it. But App is a very skilled MC, so it works. He's got a commanding mic presence, his bars are very clever, his imagery is vivid, so I like how he can take imagery and blend it with all these different things, you know? You got some violence in there, you got some humor, some of those references, as I mentioned, so you know, there's very rarely a dull moment on this album, and that's what I like about it so much. Like on the boom bap banger The Spellbook, where you're getting some more bars, he says, "Look how crazy you become," like seeing a nun twerking while she's purchasing a gun, just some of that hilarious imagery I'm talking about. And then on Alien Weaponry, he says, "While you rockin' man buns, I'm cocking handguns, sticking you for paper that I'll pass down to my grandson." That is just a classic blend of street shit, humor, and funny imagery, man. All the bars on this, I felt like in every verse you're getting a lot of quotables, you're gonna get a lot of things that you laugh at, but there is a lot of real shit on here, which I will get into as well. But I gotta shout out that beat on Alien Weaponry because Notch came through with a crazy beat, man. I love the sci-fi feel of this. It's like some 80s type of shit. It really feels like Alien Weaponry, like maybe they're firing up some lasers or doing some communications or some shit. Very cool beat, and yet another example of great production. But to get back into some of that content I'm talking about, we got to talk about the album's closer called Obi-Wan. This is a very somber and heartfelt tribute to Apathy's dad, so I appreciate how open and honest he got about this topic. Obviously, he was very close to his father, despite some of the issues that his father may have had with his mother. He does go into that a little bit, so this was a very cool idea. I like how he's tying in the Obi-Wan references as well, because that's his dad, man. He looks up to him, he taught him a lot of things, and he misses him. So that was a very powerful track, but one of the main themes throughout this project is Freemasonry. Even when you look at the title, The Widow's Son, that comes from some Freemason lore. There's a character in one of the stories or one of the tests, something along those lines. I ain't gonna front like I know a lot about Freemasonry. I actually had to do a little bit of research before I went into this, but that's something I appreciate because I did come out of this learning a bit about Freemasonry, and I can't recall any other rapper really going into detail on these topics like this. So, you know, I thought that was something intriguing that really gave this project an interesting flair, just something a little bit different. So on the tracks, Legend of the Third Degree and also the title track, he really is breaking down these ideas, going into some of the legends, some of the terminology, and different things about it. I especially liked on the Legend of the Third Degree, where you get that horror type sample. To me, it sounded very familiar. I couldn't place it, but it reminded me of like some Friday the 13th shit, like Jason Voorhees is about to come out and, you know, just slap my head off with a fucking machete or something like that. I thought that was very cool. And there are some nice bars on these tracks dealing with religion and just how, you know, a lot of people look at the Bible as historical when it's actually allegorical, and just the wars that religion has caused, because religion has caused a lot of strife. You know, faith can be a good thing for sure. I'm not doubting that, but sometimes people take it too far. It causes a lot of wild shit and they get too serious about it. So I definitely was fucking with that content. And I got a shout out on the title track where we get Ryu helping Apathy out in regards to the whole Freemasonry thing. They're just talking to you about some of the issues, ideas, legends, you know, just different things going on with Freemasonry. And Ryu is letting you know that they're not taking over the economy, they don't run the money, and they're not into animal sodomy. So don't worry, man. Your baby hamster Jerome is safe. They ain't gonna fuck your baby hamster, man. It's all good. I really like how they were clearing up the air and just giving you a bit of knowledge on Freemasonry. So since I did bring up that feature, which I thought was dope, really every feature on here was on point. On Fist of the North Star, Diabolic comes through. This track is an all-out bar fest from both MCs. Thought they both snapped on it, and really like every verse on this thing is good. But Diabolic had some crazy flows, and he came through with this piece of imagery when he says he's hypnotized by Beyonce, ripping off her blouse, getting finger popped with her titties in Rihanna's mouth. That is some serious boner fuel right there, so thank you, Diabolic. You're definitely helping some of us out there. Then on the song Rise and Shine, we get Locksmith helping Apathy out. On this one, they're just representing for good lyricists and kind of downgrading that shit where people are effortless, they don't come through with the bars, and basically they're garbage. And I like that line Locksmith said when he said that he's fond of lyricism, subject matter, and substance. Because I definitely am too, man. This is definitely an MC's project. This is an MC, what the fuck am I talking about, man? I'm trying to say this is some legendary classic vintage hip hop. If you like MCs, you're gonna like this. If you're an MC, you're gonna like this. Like, there's a lot of good bars all over this. That's what I'm trying to say, man. Look at me. Try to get clever off the top of my head, fucking my own video up. You know what I'm saying, man. There's tons of bars all over this thing. Now, we also got to show love to the track I Keep On. We get some fresh bass and keys from Pete Rock, the legend, yet another example of great production. And Pharaoh Monk just ate on this one, man. I really loved his verse. He's got some nice flows in there where he's kind of stopping and going, stuttering a bit. That was very cool. And he also touches on Reaganomics and his love for the 90s, just being stuck in that era, because that's where the classic shit is. But goddamn, man, if you want a banger, something that's angry and crazy, we got to talk about the song Stomp. This beat is just very grimy. You get MOP on here with their ferocious bars. They have some line where they're saying they're like scrunching the juice out of MCs like Capri Sun, something like that. Very angry and aggressive track. But goddamn, man, can we talk about Self-Titled? Self-Titled just snaps every time he shows up on anything, and this track is no different, man. He really has some good bars on here. Like, check this out. He says, I'm gonna ruin it because I'm just talking it, but it's just about what he's saying. He says, holding 2 Tommies, I survived the tsunami on a surfboard. Y'all scared to fight, even if it's with Nerf swords. All these pussy motherfuckers been shook since they started pulling skeletons of rappers out of my footprints. Like, come on, man. Self-Titled is a fucking lunatic, man. He's always got great bars. Thank you, Self, for that. Every time him and Apathy come together, you know you're in for a gem, and this track is no different. But at the end of the day, man, this album is fire pretty much from beginning to end. The only track I didn't love was Hypnosis. I just thought this beat kind of droned on, and yet at the same time, I understand how that works, because the song is called Hypnosis, so you do get that sort of hypnotic feel from it. But this is a track that was just my least favorite, man. I didn't love this one, but I like pretty much every other track, man. This is a damn good project. I think it's Apathy's best work. I love the bars, love the beats, love the features. I'm gonna go with a 4.5 out of 5 here, man. When I first started listening to this, I didn't understand all the Freemason shit. Like I said, I had to do a little bit of research myself, just some light shit, because I was personally interested. And then I came back to it, and I just have been coming back to this project a lot, man. I love it so much. I've already talked about all the things I enjoy about it, so hopefully you guys give it a shot. And thank you, Apathy. I think this for sure is your best work, man. You absolutely snapped all over this project, and the way you put it together with the producers you chose and the guest features you chose, mwah, fucking magnifique. So there you have it, man. 4.5 out of 5 feels fair to me. This is definitely going to be on my year-end list. We'll see where it arrives. We already know Jericho Jackson is going to be there too. It's a dope-ass project. But you guys let me know in the comment section what you think. And of course, man, check out all my social media sites. You know where I'm at, so show me love and show me lots of it. Thank you for watching, everybody. I will see you next time.